When one thinks of an aerospace engineer, the first thing that comes to mind is either airplanes or rockets. However, this is not all that aerospace engineers do. An aerospace engineer is someone who works with fluids. That is anything that can flow, such as any gases or liquids. The most common, of course, being water and air. Aerospace engineers have had a variety of roles throughout history. Starting originally with only a scientific purpose, they quickly changed into a militaristic purpose at the advent of World War I. During the 60s, a commercial business grew out of it, and finally, in modern times, modern technology actually stems greatly from the space race. To look at the initial characteristics of an aerospace engineer, we will look back at the Wright brothers. There were many craft designs set up for flight before the Wright brothers, but it was due to their innovation and new design that flight was actually deemed possible. This innovation is a key quality of an aerospace engineer. The legacy of innovation continues in modern aerospace engineers, and due to that innovation, they are now one of the most diversified majors in the United States. By being in over thousands of businesses, we now have aerospace engineers working in almost every appliance and design that is used in modern-day living. But why are aerospace engineers so different and so diverse? Most commonly, when people think of aerospace engineers, they think about aerodynamics or structures of aircraft. And while this is true, it is not only used in aircraft, it is also used in transport companies and car companies to increase their efficiency of the vehicles. By looking at structures and aerodynamics of vehicles, we then get to the design of vehicles that lead to more efficient manners. This also led to stealth technology and more speed and maneuverability in all aircraft and ground vehicles, which lead to the higher possible land speed records and also airspeed records. This diversity in jobs stems from during the 80s, whenever computer engineers started taking over aerospace engineers' jobs because the cost of aircraft actually became less than the cost of the circuitry in the aircraft. This led to aerospace engineers having to find different jobs and led them to being filled in a variety of roles in society. One of the most prevalent change in occupations for aerospace engineer has been in car manufacturing companies, as shown in media. This is done because car manufacturing companies need aerospace engineers to work in their wind tunnels to determine drag on cars, which then will increase fuel efficiency, which leads to higher consumer ratings. Although it now seems that most aerospace engineers are in the commercial sector thanks to the media, it is actually a fact that most aerospace engineers work in the private sector for the U.S. military. This is due to the military requiring aerospace engineers for every branch of military, and thus they are the largest recruiters for aerospace engineers. However, due to the large governmental employment, people are afraid that aerospace engineers are going to become obsolete due to the dissolvement of NASA and government jobs. This, however, is not the case thanks to private companies like SpaceX, who are now taking aerospace engineers from scientific study only to the commercial sector.